Kṛṣṇam by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Cheto darpanam marjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vidyate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is a prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shakti statrarpita niyamita smarane nakala itadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva midrisham niha jananuragaha. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Yes, Umesh Prabhu, you want to read?
Trunadapi sunichena taruropi saishnuna amanina manatena kirtaniya sadahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Yes, Kashish Mataji, you want to read? Okay, Prabir Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guru. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kobitang ba jagadisha kamoye mama janmani janmanishare bhavatad bhakti rahoi tuikitoi. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Ai nandatanuja kinkaram potitang mang vishame bhavam buddha kripaya tava padapankaja sthita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dear Prabhu, you want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Nayanam galad ashrudharaya vadanam gadgada hridaya gira pulakai nishitam vapu kada tavanama grahame bhavishyanti. O my Lord, when all my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name, when will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end of recitation of your name? Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha
I got to unmute. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you need to unmute, please.
Oh, sorry. Shunyahitam jagat sarvam govindam virahe name. Oh Govinda, feeling your separation. Feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing through my eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Ashlishavapadaratam pinashtumam adadarshanan mama hatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidudhatu lampato matpranam nathastu sa ena paraha. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry about my disturbances.
Mataji, please. Thank you. Shri Shri Chaitanya Shishtashtakam Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. So now we'll read nectar of instruction of Deshamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami. So we read the 2 verses. Let's read the text 3 and 4. Anyone wants to read text 3? Kumar Prabhuji? Want to read? Okay, Bipul Prabhu raised hand. Yes, unmute please.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Utsahan nishchaya dhari at tat tat karma pravartan tanat sanga tagat shato brithe shadbhir bhakti prasiddhati. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of the pure devotional service: being enthusiastic, endeavoring and confidence, being patient, acting according to regulated principles such as Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Sharanam, hearing, chanting and remembering Krishna. 5. Abandoning the association of non-devotees and following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dadati pratigranati guhyamakhyati pritchati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasada, and offering prasada are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, one more verse. Anyone wants to read? Text 5. It was not read yet.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read.
Yes, please.
Krishnethi yatsya girim tam manasandreyate dikshastim cheta pranitibhischa bhajanta misham shushrushaya. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of the Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, diksha, and one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of prosperity to criticize others. Thank you.
So did we miss the line Bhajana Vigya Manina?
Yes, I think she missed it, that the last line.
Good. this piece here.
Okay, Prabhu, let me let me do one more time. कृष्णेति यत्सगिरितं मनस्सेन्द्रियात् तिक्षस्ति चेतप्रणीतभिश्च भजन्तमीशं शुश्रूषा भजनविज्ञाम नम्य मन्यानि दशिशून्यः मित्सं सङ्गलब्धः. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of the Lord. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, diksha, and engage in worshipping the deity. One should associate and faithfully serve the pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of prosperity and criticize others. Thank you.
Propensity to criticize others. Devoid of propensity to criticize others. That means one does not criticize others, nor does one think like that to criticize others. So, okay, Shri Rupa Goswami ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya, Shri Shishtash, Udeshamrit ki Jai. Okay, let's read Bhagavad Gita. So we read this. Let's read new page today. Yes, Amsi, let's to start.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam, everyone. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jnana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam ahamyaham. Translation: But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. 9 point. One more, Prabhuji.
Let's see if others are willing to read. Anyone who has not read? Did everyone read?
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna wants to read.
Yes, yes.
Okay. 9.26. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati kadaham bhakti upahurtam asname priyata manah. If one offers me a love and devotional leaf, a flower, or fruit, I will accept it. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Next, who wants to read who has not read?
Hare Krishna again, read Prabhuji. 9:27. Yat karosi yat asnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat prasvamad arpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, to that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Vibhor.
Okay, next. Who is reading?
Prabhuji, may I read?
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna, devotees unto the Pranam. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samavita. I am the source of all spiritual and material wealth. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Hare Krishna.
Vani Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Mat
10.9.
chit mat gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotee dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you. Anyone feeling left out?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Sure.
Hare Krishna devotees 10.10 Tesham Sadata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadhami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Uppayanti Te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Anyone feeling left out, didn't get chance to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes, yes.
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. To show them special mercy, I dwell in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
We read that yesterday also in Bhagvatam. Krishna, the supreme enlightener, he gives Swayam Prakashasya Namaskaromi. He enlightens. Anyone feeling left out, didn't get chance to read?
Can I read, Prabhu?
Sure, Prabhu.
10.41 Hare Krishna, everyone. Yad vibhutimat sattvam Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam eva va tad eva vacha tvam mama tejo amsa sambhavam. Know that all opulence, beautiful and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. One of the qualities of devotee is that it's poetic. I see that. 10.41 Hare Krishna, everyone. Okay, anyone else? Last.
Prabhuji, Rama wants to also read.
Yes, Rama.
Okay, Rama, read.
Yad
Here.
Sarvayonesha Kanteya Mutaya Sambiva Sambhava Vitahyaha Ya Tesham Brahma Madhyayone Aham Bija Prada. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possibly by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Before reciting Srimad-Bhagvatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Namami Damodar Pada Pankajam Karomi Damodar Pujanam Sada Vadami Damodar Nama Nirmalam Smarami Damodar Leela Sundaram Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Shri Radha Modar ki jai, Shri Gajendra ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you again for your enthusiasm, utsaha, nishcha, dharya. You're showing all that by regularly attending these wonderful reading of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which bestows love of Godhead at every step. Parama Ananda Pathaya, Prema Varshi Aksharayate. It showers love of God at every akshara. That means every syllable is so potent. So we are reading the Gajendra Stuti prayers of Sri Gajendra, who was a great devotee of Lord, and he has been calling out Lord by multiple words to describe his glorious qualities, his incarnation, etc. So let's continue with the next verse, text number 18. Atmatma japta griha vitta janeshu shakter dushprapraya gunasangavar vivarjitaya muktamibhi swahridaye paribhavitaya janatmane bhagavate nama ishwaraya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My Lord, those who are completely freed from material contamination always meditate upon you within the course of their hearts. You are extremely difficult to attain for those like me who are too attached to mental concoction, home, relatives, friends, money, servants, and assistants. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, uncontaminated by the modes of nature. You are the reservoir of all enlightenment, the Supreme Controller. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Purport: although the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes to the material world, he is unaffected by the modes of material nature. This is confirmed in the Ishopanishad. Apapa vidham. He is not contaminated. The same fact is described here. Guna Sangha Vivarjitaya. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears as an incarnation within this material world, he is unaffected by the modes of material nature. As stated in the Śrīmad-Bhagavad-Gīta, Avajananti Mamura Manusham Tanamashritam. Foolish men with insufficient knowledge deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead because he appears just like a human being. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood by the Mukt Atma, the liberated soul. Mukt Atma bhi Swahridaye Paribhavitaya. Only the liberated person can constantly think of Kṛṣṇa. Such a person is the greatest of all yogis. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatin antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatmato mataha. Of all the yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in the transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in the yoga and is the highest of all. Hare Krishna. So in this beautiful verse, again, the qualities of the Supreme Lord are explained. And this verse talks about obstacles in worship. Atma, the mind and the body. Atma ja. Ja means Janma. Can anyone tell a word where ja comes? Janma, linked to Janma.
Janani.
Janani, okay, nice. Anyone else?
Janma
Janma karma cha divya.
Yeah, but I'm specifically looking for the word ja. Ambuja. Ambuja means what? What does Ambuja mean? Anyone knows? What does Ambu mean?
Arrow, Prabhuji? Is it arrow?
Ambuja refers to lotus flower. So it refers to, Ja means one who is born from water, referring to lotus flower. Pankaja, Ambuja, Jalaja, Jalaja Navalakshani. Right? So many times this word is so here Atmaja. So one who are basically children, referring here to children, sons or daughters. Apta, Devarshi Bhutat Nrinam Pitrinam. Apta, friends, relatives. We have the Rina to friends and relatives as well. That comes there in the very famous verse. Griha, everyone knows Griha is home. Vitta, wealth. Anyone can tell any verse or something with Vitta?
Seed, Prabhuji? Vitta, you are talking.
Yeah, Vitta refers to wealth. Namo akinchana vittaya. So, Lord is easily approachable. Kunti Maharani also says the same verse. Vitta refers to Janeshu, referring to servants or assistants. Shakti, to do by those who are too attached. Asakta. Okay, can try to link with there. Dush prapanaya. Prapannaya. Prapan means to attain, right? Dush, do means whenever the word do comes or like dushkaram. So it's opposite. Duraya, right? Viduraya. So dushprapanaya. That means for those who are too attached to home, one's own body and mind, one's relatives and friends, one's children and family members, one's wealth, one's followers, vittaya, atmaja, apta, griha, etc., asakta. That means Krishna is dushprapanaya. It's very, very difficult to attained by those. Now Gajendra is speaking out of great realization. Vivarjitaya, Gunasanga, Vivarjitaya. And it is also very difficult by one. It is difficult to attain you who is devoid of the influence of the three modes. Okay. So the word used is Gunasanga Vivarjita. That means Krishna is not under the grip of three modes. The Lord is free, is transcendental, is parasya param. So Mukt Atmabhi. Now one may ask, Baba, okay, these people cannot attain. And tell me who can attain? Then Mukt Atmabhi. That means great soul, liberated soul. Swahridaya, within the core of their heart. Swa means self, Hridaya means heart. Within the core of their hearts, Paribhavitaya. They are always meditating upon you. Jnana Atmani, the reservoir of all enlightenment. Bhagavate, referring to the Supreme Lord. Namaha Ishwaraya. So, Om Namah Bhagavate or Namah Ishwaraya. So, these words, unto the Supreme Controller, I offer my respectful obeisance, who is the reservoir of all enlightenment. Jnana Atman. So, just to sum up, in the first line, Gajendra is, or in the like 1.5 lines, Gajendra is talking that those who can't attain Krishna, those who are too attached to the material life, the things of this world, wealth, followers, name, fame, assistants, servants, me, my family, my kids, my this, my that, too busy in one's own life with forgetting Krishna, then Krishna is dushprapanaya. Dushprapanaya. And how is Krishna? He is Guna Sanga Vivarjitaya. He is free from all the gunas. He is not contaminated with any material mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Then who can attain? Mukt Atma bhi Swahride Paribhavitaya. They are always meditating upon whom? Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Who? Those who are Mukta Sangha, Yogi Namapi Sarvesham, Madgatin Antaratmana, Shraddhavan Bhajate Yo Mam Same Yukta Atmato Manaha. They are always with great faith worshipping me. To those people, to those devotees, Krishna is easily attainable because they are constantly thinking of Krishna. There's one more verse now in the Brahma Samhita. Premanja Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santai Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. Santai Sadeva Hridayeshu Viloka. They are always meditating upon whom? Krishna, in the chambers of their heart. So, and then finally, Jnanatmani Bhagavate Nama Ishwaraya. See? So if we read like this, it will make understanding of the words and the verse simpler. Do you feel so? It helps? So any comments, any additions, questions? Okay, Umesh Prabhu, you have raised your hand. Would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Dandavat pranam to everyone. Text number 19. Yam dharma kamartha vimukti kama bhajanta ishta gatim apnuvanti kimcha shisho pratyapi teham vyayam karotu me dapradayo vivokshanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. After worshipping the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, those who are interested in the four principles of religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation obtain from Him what they desire. What then is to be said of other benedictions? Indeed, sometimes the Lord gives a spiritual body to such ambitious worshippers. May that Supreme Personality of a Godhead, who is unlimitedly merciful, bestow upon me the benediction of liberation from this present danger and from the materialistic way of life. Purport. Some men within this material world are akami, free from material desire. Some are ambitious to get more and more material profit, and some desire fulfillment in religious life, economic development, sense gratification, and finally liberation. Akama sarva kamava moksha kama udaradhihe tivarne bhakti yogena yajanta purusham param. Bhagavatam 2.3.10. It is recommended that whatever one position, whatever one demands to material profit, all material profit or ultimately liberation one should offer is obedient devotional service to the Lord, and one will get what he desires. Krishna is so kind. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamas tathaiva bhajami aham. The Lord reciprocates whatever even an ordinary living entity wants. Krishna gives. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, and he gives that which is desired by the living entity. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridayeshe arjuna tithasti brahmanam sarva bhutani yantrarudhani maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Bhagavad Gita 18.61. the Lord gives everyone an opportunity to fulfill his ambitions. Even such a devotee as Dhruva Maharaj wanted the material benediction of a kingdom greater than that of his father. And although he received a spiritual body, he also got the kingdom for the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. He does not disappoint anyone who takes shelter of his lotus feet. Therefore, since Gajendra, king of the elephants, had surrendered to the Supreme Personality of the Godhead to get free from the present danger and indirectly from the present danger of materialistic life, why should the Supreme Personality of the Godhead not fulfill his desire? So, Prabhuji, what I understood from this is whatever may be our ambitions, whatever may be our position, whatever we want in the life, and Lord Krishna fulfills that desire. The only thing is we should be able to understand whatever it comes on our way, not taking ourselves as a victory, but thinking about the Lord, that He has fulfilled our desires. And one should be obedient devotional service to understand the Lord. And then we also learn in the last couple of verses before that, Nishkarma Seva, when one fully engaged in Krishna conscious activities without material desires, then and then we should be able to understand the Lord. And no matter what, we should have that faith on the Lord, Krishna, and He will fulfill our desire. But again, we should be able to understand the Lord through only the devotional service. And in my understanding, Prabhu, I think the first line says that some man within this material world are akami. So I do understand probably the people who do the akarma, and they are always free from the material desire. Please correct me if I'm not wrong. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you so much, Shobhaji, for reading and sharing. Yeah, this verse tells that Lord does not disappoint anyone. Very nicely Prabhupada is mentioning here. But Krishna never disappoints anyone. He is very, very merciful. As we approach, he will reciprocate. If someone approaches for wealth, he will get wealth. If someone approaches for husband or wife, they'll get that. If someone approaches for XYZ thing, they'll get that. The Lord is merciful. In fact, even those who approach demigods, who ultimately fulfills, who gives the power to demigods to fulfill the prayers of the devotees of demigods? Ultimately, it's Krishna only. So, but then someone will say, if I have to do some motivated worship, this verse talks about motivated worship with some agenda, with some need, with some greed. Like Dhruva Maharaj, Prabhupada is giving the example of Dhruva Maharaj. He didn't approach for pure bhakti. He approached for an agenda. Who knows what was his agenda? Raise your hand if you know what was his agenda. Everyone knows? Okay.
Whose agenda, Prabhu? Who are you referring to?
Dhruva Maharaj.
To get the kingdom greater than his dad's kingdom. I thought that was the question, but I wanted to double.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, so that was a material agenda, correct? That was a material agenda. But what ultimately happened, and like Dhruva Maharaj also attained perfection in this Kartik period in Madhuvan. So the point is, and then later he said, well, I was asking for broken pieces of glasses, but by attaining the darshan of the Lord, I've attained like diamonds. So Krishna is very intelligent. he will not only give that thing, he will give the right intelligence to use that thing properly. So that's the difference between demigod worship and the worship of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So even if one has some motivation or material motivation to worship Krishna, it's okay. It's fine. It's not the best, but it's okay. I am gradually progressing. It's fine. Well, when the child needs something, the child goes to the father. Krishna, Bija Pradapita. Father, I need notebook. Father, I need a bike, or anything. The child needs, the father will provide, and the father would coach him also that right now your teeth are not good, so I will not give you chocolate. So first I got the chocolate for you. I'll give it to you at the right time, or the candy or the cake, whatever. I'll give you, but first you make sure you are doing all the things and brushing your teeth and whatever, and I'll give you this after 1 week or so, right? But the uncle will say, hey, uncle doesn't know that the child is suffering from a toothache or some dental issues. Uncle will say, oh, you want candy? Okay, take the candy. Very nice. So uncle here refers to demigod. They'll give, not caring whether this will spoil the child or really help the child. So the point is, motivated worship is not the best, but even if one has some desires, one should approach the Supreme Lord only, and also pray to the Lord to give the right intelligence to use it in the right service for spiritual advancement. Akami is you asked that comment or question. So free from material desires, akama. So yeah, one is not asking for any material things. That's the word used here. Kama. Kami means lot of desires. Akama, so it's opposite to sarva kama kind of. Sarva kama means all. Sarva means all. Kama means lot of desire. I want wealth. I want money, fame, recognition, this, land, property, job, this, that, whatever material thing I want that. But Akami said no. Lord, I'm happy. Whatever I have, I don't want anything.
So, Prabhupada, Akami basically is what, irrespective of what I'm doing, but that I'm offering to the Lord. Is that what the Akami is?
Say that again, please.
Irrespective of whatever I'm doing, I'm offering that to the Lord. Okay. And that I will not get bounded into that thing. Is that what the Kami is?
See, I mean, there could be different ways to understand. So in this is talking about the desires, not talking about how one will use that desires. See, not having material desires really means that in the topmost level to have a lot of spiritual desires. Our goal is not negation, but our goal is positive addition. Like Prabhupada, like someone, this famous pastime. Someone took a picture. Hey, my Guru is saying, take the money away, take the money away. Money is material. Don't bring it close. Prabhupada said, no, bring the money close. So money is material. So in one sense, money is material, correct? But when it is used in Krishna's service, it is spiritual. So one can have all desires, but all spiritual desires is great. But this word in particular is referring to material desires. That one could have no material desires, or one could have all material desires, or one could have desire for liberation. So no material desires, basically people who are more in the mode of goodness, happy, like kind of satisfied with what they have. They don't demand, Lord, give me this, give me that. So how they use it, it's not the scope of this verse. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Nandini
thank
Mataji
you.
wants to add something, I guess.
This sentence by Prabhupada is so powerful. Why should the Supreme Personality of Godhead not fulfill his desire? This really gives a punch. Like, Krishna can do anything. And this reminded me when we were on TOVP tour with Jananivas Prabhu, Brajavilas Prabhu, Radhajivan Prabhu, etc. We went to LA home, one of the LA homes. And this person was Pakka Sai Baba Bhakta. But within few minutes, he wrote a check for $25,000. And I was so surprised. Just because he felt like, okay, why shouldn't I give? They look like good people. Only a very powerful person can do this. A very powerful and very detached person can do this. So Krishna is all that and very loving, kind father. And it was a very shockingly pleasant experience. So this is a very powerful sentence by Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu Dandavats. Back to you.
Thank you, Nitish. Shri Kumar Prabhu, you want to say something? Have raised your hand.
Sorry, Prabhuji, it was for earlier question which has already been answered. If you want, I can read, Prabhuji, if nobody else is reading.
Okay. Let's. Any other comments or questions before we move on to the next?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Akami and Nishkam are the synonyms, right? Nishkam karma and Akami are the synonyms.
Well, Nishkam karma is one other thing. So here, Kam is referring to desires. Karma is different. Kama is different. So these two words are different. So Kama is desire, and karma is action. Does that help?
Yeah. So Nishkam and Akami both are synonyms.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
So,
yes, people probably wanted to.
Yeah, Prabhuji, so Hare Krishna. So what is the difference between that some desire fulfillment is religious life or spiritual life? What is the difference? Religious life and spiritual life. Like second line, some desire fulfillment in religious life. So spiritual life is not a religious life or something different in between these two?
So this is typically the four purusharthas are mentioned. Yama dharma kama artha vimukti. Dharma artha kama moksha. So dharma is here translated as religious life. But there are like different types of dharma. Pati dharma, Stri dharma, Raj dharma, and Vidyarthi dharma. There is dharma for everyone. Dharma for teacher, dharma for... So basically, just following dharma is not sufficient until one takes shelter of the Supreme Lord. And what is that? That is Sanatan Dharma. That is Bhagavat Dharma. So until one, just being a good father, a good husband, a good wife is not the goal of human form of life. Yes, it is important to understand the principles of human life, to be on a human level, and follow the codes of conducts of as per the do's and don'ts, rules and regulations of human life, as a good citizen, as a good mother, as a good father, as a good husband, as a good son or daughter, etc. But is that the real goal? No. That's a platform to help us to get to the real goal, that is Sanatan Dharma or Bhagavad Dharma or Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
just being pious is there are many people pious, nice people, which is fine. They're nice human beings, which is good. But without bhakti, it will lead to some pious reactions. That's all. Pious deeds, pious reactions.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay, let's read next verse if there are no other comments or questions.
Prabhuji, quick question. So when Mataji or Basmati Mataji, Akama and Nishkama are two not synonyms, right, Prabhuji? That's what you said, right?
They are. Yeah,
Akama.
yeah.
In a way, it is.
They're both negating, right?
Okay.
Akama, Nishkama.
Okay, okay, okay.
Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Sakaleva Shanta. Bhukti Mukti, Siddhi Kami, Sakaleva Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, Sakaleva Shanta. Right? That comes in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, I guess. So Krishna Bhakt should be Akama in the material sense. But in spiritual sense, we can be Sarva Kama. Oh, I want to build a temple for the Lord. Oh, I want to chant these many rounds every day. Oh, I want to distribute 1,000 Bhagavad Gitas. These are all desires. These are all good desires, spiritual desires. So in that way, we can have all desires. Yeah.
Thank you.
To your point, yes, they are synonyms. Okay, let's read text number 20 and 21. They're together, yes.
Okay, we text 20:21. Ekantino yasya na kanchanatham vanchanti ye vai bhagavat prapanna ati adbhudam tatcharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra na tamaka sram brahma param parisham avyaktam adhyatmika yoga gamyam atindriyam shuksham ivatti duram anantam adyam paripurnam idei. Translation proposed by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord worship Him in full surrender and always hear and chant about His activities, which are most wonderful and auspicious. Thus they always merge in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger as I pray to that Supreme Personality of Godhead who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of all great personalities such as Brahma, who is available only by transcendental Bhakti Yoga. Being extremely subtle, he is beyond the reach of my senses and transcendental to all external realization. He is unlimited, he is the original cause and is completely full in everything. I offer my obeisances unto him. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Anyabilashan Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavratam Anukulena Krishnano Ilanam Bhakti Uttama Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:11. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. This is called pure devotional service. Unalloyed devotees have nothing to ask from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Gajendra, the king of the elephants, was circumstantially asking for an immediate benediction because he had no other way to be rescued. Sometimes when there is no alternative, a pure devotee, being fully dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, prays for some benediction. But in such a prayer, there is also regret. One who always hears and chants about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord is always situated on a platform on which he has nothing to ask in terms of material benefit. Unless one is completely pure devotee, one cannot enjoy the transcendental bliss derived from chanting and dancing in the ecstasy of Sankirtan moment. Such ecstasy is not possible for an ordinary devotee. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us how one can enjoy transcendental bliss simply by chanting, hearing, and dancing in ecstasy. Thus, in Bhakti Yoga, therefore, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, said, Adhyatmika Yoga Gumyam, indicating that unless one is situated on this transcendental platform, one cannot approach the Supreme Lord. The benediction of being able to approach the Lord can be achieved after many, many births. Yet, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has awarded this benediction to everyone, even to fallen souls who have no heritage of anything in spiritual life. That is actually being seen in the Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, the path of Bhakti Yoga is a spotless process by which to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Satyanam Ekasya Grihaya. Only through devotional service can one approach the Supreme Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7:1, Mai Ashkata Mana Pata Yogam Nijam Mad Asraya Asana Snayam Samagraham Ma Yata Jnanasi Tach Prunu. Now here, O son of Partha Arjuna, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. Simply by being attached to Krishna consciousness and by thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord constantly, one can fully understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead without a doubt. Very good. So, basically, Srila Prabhupada lays out the easy method by which even fallen devotees like me, for example, can approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead by just not having any desire, any material desires at all, and completely surrendering unto the Lord and depending on the Lord for everything. So, in the present context where we are living with so many worldly obligations, one can just take that also as coming from the Lord, and we are serving the Lord in everyone we meet, for example. But Krishna is there in everyone and everything. So Krishna consciousness process is so simple. We don't have to go through a lot of purification process and so on and so forth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came specially to freely distribute access to Krishna, highest personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all we have to do is constantly remember Krishna and not have any distracting, attachments or anything else that's attractive. So the only attraction should be and focus should be on Krishna. And one way to do that is to always think of everything as Krishna anyway. So instead of thinking that different people are there, we can say that Krishna is there in everything. And so just by being attached to Krishna and detached from everything else, then we can attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Haribol. Back to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for everything and sharing. So in the previous verse, we discussed about motivated worship. This verse talks about unmotivated worship. So, very important verse. Let's see, word to word. For the first verse, we'll see. So, Ekantinah, those who have no other desire than Krishna consciousness. That means they have Eka. We have Ekant Prabhu. You can remember this from this. Ekantinah, unalloyed devotees, single pointed attention unto the Supreme Lord. Eka means one. You can also remember this Ekanath, this Ekinath, one who has only one master. That's Krishna. Ekantina yasya na kanchanartham. Kanchana here refers to something. Tvam akinchana gocharam. Akinchana means they have nothing else. Kanchana means some. Akinchana means nothing else. They have nothing. So kanchan artham. That means they're not asking na kanchanartham. That means they're not asking for anything material. Dharmartha kama moksha, they're not asking. We are reading every day in Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam, vajagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishwari, bhavatad bhaktira hetu kitoi. So, no desire does not mean, not having spiritual desires. Lord Chaitanya is saying, mama janmani janmanishwari, bhavatad bhaktira hetu, give me bhakti. That's a very good desire to have. So, but other desires? Na kanchanartham. Then what? Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. Desires. Vancha is desires. Desire fulfilling tree, referring to Vaishnavas. Vanchati ye, those devotees, vai bhagavat prapanna. Bhagavat prapanna. Prapanna again means narshingavadim sharanam. Prapadye prapanna is surrender, or taking shelter of Lord's lotus feet. Ati adbhutam. Adbhutam again. Ati means, sometimes we say ati means special, or ati means big, or to increase the degree of or intensity is, we would use the word ati there, right? Kashish Mataji, you want to say something?
No, ati, so it's atya adbhutam, so it's extremely, that is ati.
Yes. Very nice. Extreme beauty, extreme wonderful. Ati adbhutam. Very, very wonderful. Adbhut means wonderful. Adbhuta Shringa. And yes, to clarify on Narshingarti, and I was like, thank you for Bhasati Mataji for bringing that point, and Nandini Mataji for sharing. So their Shringam, Adbhuta Shringam. That's not Shringar, and that's not even Singa. That's the nails, the sharp pointed nails of Lord Nrsingadev.
Yes, Prabhuji, I also checked the lyrics and the translation.
Yes, it's always good. I mean, I'm glad. I also didn't know that. So see, that's the Mudamati. I've been reading and chanting for so many days and years, but not knowing the meaning of what properly it means. But it's always good, devotees like all of you help in understanding the proper meaning. So, Adbhuta. Tat Charitam Sumangalam. Very, very nice. Tat means, and the Supreme Lord Charitam, that means Leela, is Sumangalam. Is Mangal means auspicious. Sumangalam, very, very auspicious. The Lord's pastimes are very, very auspicious, very, very wonderful. And Eti Drikswalila Bhir Ananda Kunde Swaghosham Nimajantam Akhyapayantam. Kind of same line. Gayant Ananda Samudra Magna. Those devotees are chanting Gayanta, hearing Ananda. Iti Dikswalila Bhi Ananda Kunde. There the word is used as Kunde. Here the word is used as Samudra. Even bigger Kunda. Ananda Samudra. Magna. So they are drowning in the ocean of Samudra, in the ocean of Ananda. Why? Because they are hearing. What? They are reading and chanting Tat Charitam Sumangalam. They are not worried about, hey, when will I get new job? When will I get new car? When will I get new home? When will I get promotion? They are busy in Ananda Kunda. One who is a Samudra, one who is the ocean of bliss, why will one ask for some sand particles? Right? That's what Dhruv Maharaj's realization was. Why do I need some particles of glass or broken glass when I have diamonds? So this is very nice verse. Ananda Kunde, you can link with Damodara Arti also. Gayanti Ananda Samudra Magna. Magna means absorbed. So now one may say, well, I'm not at that level. Gajendra was honest. Gajendra said, well, Lord, I know this is not the best thing I'm asking, but what to do? I am what I am. I am not at the best state. So therefore, Prabhupada is mentioning here that a sincere devotee may pray for some material benediction, but in such a prayer there is also regret. Interesting. Dhruv Maharaj was also regretting later. Gajendra also is realizing that that I know it's not the best thing to ask, but I don't have no one else to really ask. So my Lord, please help me out. It's okay. It's okay to be honest to the Lord. It's okay to be vulnerable in front of the Lord. It's okay. He's our master. He's our friend. He's our father. He's our mother. So we don't need to artificially, pray for, give me Vipada Santuta Shashwat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru. Give me millions of miseries so I can remember you more. So it's not that we have to artificially, repeat like a parrot. When from our heart I am praying, no, take my miseries away, take my miseries away. I'm too much already absorbed in miseries. Kunti Maharani is praying to give me lots of problems so I can remember you better, because she is a great Mahatma or great devotee. So the point is that we should aspire for the best, but at the same time keep gradually moving. We cannot jump from A to Z in just it takes, everyone has their journey. So Prabhupada is mentioning it may take lifetimes, it may take many births. So we have to keep trying sincerely, and Krishna will certainly help us. Any other comments? Any questions? Any additions?
Hare
So
Krishna
Prabhuji,
Prabhu,
here it
as
says that unless one is situated in the transcendental platform, one cannot approach the Supreme Lord. And looks like then our situation is very easy because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is awarded that benediction to us and make us our job is easy. It looks like that.
Yes.
Otherwise, we couldn't do our own actually. I cannot do our own.
It's simple. It's easy. At the same time, it's a secret. So, yes, sometimes it's simple for simple, but we have to pay the price. We have to pay the price. Tests will come. Everyone has to go through their own tests. So, yes, Lord Chaitanya is very merciful. So, if we sincerely try, Katanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismrite vipritam syat Shri Chaitanya namamitam. Dushkaram becomes sukaram. Very difficult thing becomes very easy by remembering Lord Chaitanya. So yes, absolutely correct. Lord Chaitanya is in Kali Yuga to the Baddha Jivas is giving this very easily. But yet there is, that does not mean that I need to be lax and I can continue to do wrong things and I'll just chant maybe once a day and that's all. Lord Chaitanya said, okay, one who chants Hare Krishna once is a devotee. Okay, I'll chant Hare Krishna every morning for 5 minutes and that's it, done. That's, we have to try our best and in a humble state, in a helpless state, and then the mercy will come. The 2 fingers, Damodar Leela. Yeah, it's easy. That doesn't mean that we should be lazy or we should not be serious or sincere towards the path. Yes. Anything else, anyone? Okay, so we will pause here then. We'll continue tomorrow with the next verse. So thank you. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री कार्तिक मास की जय, श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की जय, श्री सुधा दामोदर की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.